All right, let's get right into it. We're about to peel back the label on those so-called healthy drinks that so many of us grab every single day, thinking we're doing our body a favor. Well, the truth, it might be a little tough to swallow. So check this out. This is the statement that really kicks things off. A drink that's in nearly 9 out of 10 senior refrigerators right now, and it spikes your blood sugar worse than a donut. I mean, think about that. What could it possibly be? Let's unpack this whole thing, starting with the number one offender. And here we are. Our first stop, the healthy juice myth. We need to completely dismantle this idea that 100% fruit juice is some kind of health food. For decades, we've been told it's packed with vitamins, a great start to the day. But you know what? The actual science tells a completely different and kind of shocking story. So let me ask you a simple question. What's better for you, an orange or a glass of orange juice? I know, it sounds like a trick question, doesn't it? They're both made from oranges, but the way your body handles them is worlds apart. And this one question really gets to the absolute core of the problem with drinking our sugar. And boom, here's the data. According to the source, a leaked industry study from 2018 showed that 100% orange juice triggered a blood glucose spike that was 43% higher than just eating the orange. So what's the difference? It all comes down to one thing: fiber. In a whole orange, that fiber is like a bodyguard for your system. In juice, it's completely stripped away. Gone. So you have to ask, why would a study like that get buried? Well, the source points right here. $327 billion. That's how much money is made every year treating diabetes. It kind of highlights a massive financial reason to keep treating the sickness, not preventing it. So what is actually happening inside of us that makes a whole fruit and its juice so wildly different? This next part breaks down the internal chaos, let's call it. The science is pretty fascinating, and honestly, it's a little scary when you see it laid out. This slide just perfectly lays out that internal chaos. See, when you eat an orange, the fiber makes sure that sugar is released slowly, nice and easy, over a couple of hours. But when you drink juice, that sugar is like a freight train straight to your liver in just minutes. Your pancreas completely panics and just floods your body with insulin to deal with the crisis. And here's the play-by-play of that roller coaster. In less than 5 minutes, your blood sugar skyrockets. Then your pancreas goes into full-blown emergency mode, dumping insulin. And what happens next? The crash. That huge insulin surge yanks all the sugar out of your blood, and suddenly you feel shaky, you feel anxious, and guess what you're craving? Yep, more sugar. It is a truly vicious cycle. But the real lasting damage, that happens over time. Every single time you go on that roller coaster, your cells get a little more, deaf to the insulin signal. This is what insulin resistance is. It's the root cause of type 2 diabetes. It's literally your body trying to protect itself from these constant floods of sugar. And the evidence, it's just stark. A huge 2019 study from the Journal of the American Medical Association followed adults for over a decade. The results? Drinking juice every day was linked to a 28% higher risk of diabetes. But eating whole fruit, that was linked to a 7% lower risk. It's the same fruit with completely opposite results. Okay, but let's be fair, it's not just about fruit juice. The source material calls out a whole lineup of drinks that are hiding in plain sight, pretending to be healthy, but doing the exact same damage to our metabolism. So let's unmask a few more of these imposters. How about those enhanced waters and sports drinks? You grab a vitamin water, you see the word vitamin, you think it's good for you. But a single bottle can have 32 grams of sugar. That's more sugar than you'd get from eating 2 glazed donuts. And then there are sports drinks, which mix that high sugar with a ton of sodium, a combo the source says is especially dangerous for seniors because it can mess with blood pressure and balance. But what about my smoothie, I hear you ask? Well, here's the thing. The blending process actually pulverizes the fiber structure, which still leads to a massive blood sugar spike. And those fancy, expensive cold-pressed juices, they're often just pricey liquid sugar, sometimes packing in other concentrated compounds that can cause problems too. And no, even vegetable juices aren't always a safe bet. Something like V8 can be high in both sugar and sodium. And here's the bottom line from the source. Your body doesn't care. Once you remove the fiber, sugar is sugar, whether it came from a carrot or a caramel. Plus, some concentrated juices, like beet juice, can even interfere with common medications. Okay, That was a lot. We've definitely identified the problem. But here's the really good news. The solution is actually incredibly simple. It's not some complicated diet or a bunch of expensive pills. It's really just about getting back to basics. But first, before we get to the action plan, there's one more really crucial warning. It turns out that how you drink something can be just as important as what you're drinking. Avoiding these three very common habits is a huge step in the right direction. It's about not accidentally creating that same metabolic chaos. Yeah, it really does come down to context. Having something sweet first thing on an empty stomach, that's the absolute worst case scenario. It gives that sugar a direct high-speed lane into your bloodstream. And combining it with other carbs like toast or cereal, that's just pouring gasoline on the fire. And for anyone on medication, it can create this dangerous internal tug-of-war. And this is your path forward. It's a clear 4-step action plan. Step 1, purge the fridge. Just get rid of the liquid sugar. Step 2, replace it on your shopping list with actual whole fruit. Step 3, become a label detective. And step 4, and this is so important, work with your doctor. Track your progress. This is all about you taking back control. So we'll end with this thought right here. This isn't about some vague, far-off goal. Based on everything we've just looked at, the most powerful, most immediate health choice you can make today is probably waiting for you right inside your refrigerator. The only question is, what's that choice going to be?